Hello, everybody.
Well, I've seen a number of people in the vinyl community are posting videos of random records generated by a little tool inside of the discogs app. I didn't even know about it till I saw this. I think the first guy I saw doing this was Brian at, I think it's Embryonic Robot or Robotic Embryo. I'm sorry, I slipped my name. That slipped me, but he's been around for a while, so I'm sure a lot of you know him. If not, then just find him by looking up random records. He's got some really good posts. Anyway, it seemed like a good plan for me to try and get some exposure on a couple of things that are more out of the way. So I'm going to generate 5 random records the way that he did. And then next time I'm home, I'm going to pull those out and I'll get some good footage of them and the ability to go over them. And most likely I'll have to do voiceover out here to cover them because, well, this is the way I do my vids. Anyway, 5 random records coming up. So I've used the random tool and I've got 5 items. I had to do a little bit of a cheat because it pulled a Disney item that was already covered in one of the topical videos initially. As I explained in the first video, a lot of the collection that I have here is novelty press, colored vinyl picture discs. So that's pretty much what we've got here is 80% that and 1 flexi. That's kind of what I would expect because once you move outside of vintage Disneyland stuff, pretty much everything else I own, 95% of it, is going to be colored vinyl shaped or a picture disc or a cereal box record or something. Not a lot I could say about this record or its contents that any record collector wouldn't already be pretty aware of, at least the nature of the recording. This was an awesome gift from my sister. It's a 1987 pressing single of Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. In 2018, a new picture disc variant was issued. I don't have this one, but I've seen one at a friend's. Billy and the Boingers is supposed to be a more commercially viable reworking of the band Death Tongue, both of which are fictitious bands based on the comic strip Bloom County, and the members are supposed to be Steve Dallas, Opus, Bill the Cat, and Hodgepodge. In the syndicated comic strip, fans were invited to submit recordings to try to be the official band of Billy and the Boingers. The 2 first-place winners were selected and recorded on a flexi disc included in the Billy and the Boingers book. The A-side was cut by Madcap's bassist Scott Freilich under the name The Harry Pitts Band. On the flip is You Stink But I Love You, which was recorded by New Jersey hardcore act Mucky Pup. And yes, there's actually tuba in the track for Opus. The A-side is in sort of a new wave style. The B-side is much more of a punk kind of thing. The book's cover art is also pretty awesome, with the front kind of lampooning Bruce Springsteen's live album and the back doing a parody of U2's The Joshua Tree. For the 3rd record, we have Potent. Potent is one of a number of different compilation albums that came out in the early 1970s in Germany, focusing on basically hippie era music, sort of psychedelic and hard rock and folk rock, etc. Indie, considered underground scene at the time, politically motivated much of the time. Now, these types of records were sold all over the world and still are today. Compilation albums are very popular. In Germany during this time, for some reason, it was very popular for major labels to press them on colored vinyl. And sometimes that colored vinyl was pretty outrageous, as you can see from this extraordinarily colorful Polydor release that's chartreuse on black. Some featured artists on this include The Who, Ginger Baker's Air Force, Eric Clapton, Eric Burden and War, and Golden Earring. Death Piggy. This is what the cover looked like in a version that I got on CD from Casey Orr, who gave it to me as a gift. This was an early band project for Dave Brockie, who would go on to become known as Odorous Urungus in Gwar. Dave was a genuinely funny and brilliant artist whose loss was tragic and entirely unnecessary. This brownish bronze record store day reissue features an engraved runoff and an interesting sort of scratched in series of hidden piggies in the label on either side. Number 5, the score to one of my favorite British sci-fi horror films, Quatermass in the Pit by Tristram Cary. This pressing was released with 4 different color variants. The pressing also includes a fully illustrated inner sleeve and a bifold insert with stills from the amazing movie. My copy is the yellow variant. I can't end on that one having another Quatermass in the Pit related record. Before getting to that, here are some more great images from the film, also known as 5 Million Years to Earth. This 10-inch is out there, which has none of the orchestral cues, but contains all of the electronic score, which is more or less just really irritating noise, but is befitting of its pressing because it's strange and unique, and it glows in the dark. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you. And that's it for this time. See you on the next Weird Spins.